good afternoon, good evening. You're listening to the Right Brain Podcast with me, Dino Gabriel. Hello! Welcome to the Right Brain Podcast, the podcast where we try to look at life in a new and creative perspective. I am your host, Dino Gabriel, and welcome to episode 4. So, first off, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my listeners who are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, or wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm hoping that you are having a fantastic Monday, or Tuesday, or Wednesday, or whenever you listen to this episode. So, for today's episode, I wanted to talk about love. Since Valentine's is around the corner, I feel like it's a perfect time to be talking about love and how fucking complicated it is. You know, when it comes to any discussion or just conversation and there's like nothing to talk about, a great topic to talk about is, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. So, when I was younger, the way I viewed love was putting someone else's happiness and needs over yours. And I always had this perspective about it because I always thought that love is willing to do anything for that other person, regardless if it hurt me. Then I grew up and realized that was fucking stupid. See, the thing is, the more I was loving that person, the less I was loving myself. And the thing that hurts the most is that it took me heartbreak after heartbreak to finally understand this and figure it out. And over time, as I grew up and matured and, went through different experiences in life, the way I view love now is a lot of things. Overall, I feel like love is very complicated and it's hard to really nail down a direct definition or term or whatever for what love is. But to me, the way I view love is when you have that other person and you're not afraid to be yourself. You're not afraid that that other person that you're giving your love to is judging you because you know that they will love you back for whoever you are. It's like when you have these different personalities depending on what crowd you're part of. For example, the way you portray yourself would be so much different in front of your friends than the way you would portray yourself in front of your family. When it comes to loving that special someone, you're not scared to portray someone who isn't perfect. You're not scared to portray yourself. What I remember from my past experiences, is that when you first start dating someone and you two are on a video call together, for some reason, you want to look nice. You want to do your hair, you want to look presentable, maybe put a little makeup on. You want to make yourself look presentable. You want to make yourself look good. But deep down, you know that's not you, or that's just the surface level of yourself. Because in a way, you're scared. You're scared that if the person saw you in a certain way, like a messy bun, or just in your boxers, or no makeup on, no whatever, you're just yourself at home, you're scared that they might not like you as much anymore. See, when you're loving someone, all of that gets thrown away. All of those feelings of being insecure or being not as presentable, quote unquote, presentable, gets thrown out the window. Because you know that loving someone or being in love with that special person is more than just physical. It's that inner connection that's very hard to describe, but yet you feel safe, you feel secure. And that's how I view love now, or at least when it comes to relationships. It's just being able to be secure and comfortable at being yourself and loving your partner for who they are. Now we move on to loving yourself. Like I mentioned earlier, when I was in my past relationships, I would always sacrifice everything to make them happy. But then, once I've sacrificed everything, I have nothing for myself. The more I was loving them, the less I was loving myself. And I noticed this in my past relationships, where the time that I had that was meant to be for my friends, my hobbies, my passions, I sacrificed them because I wanted to spend the time with my former partners. I made that mistake because I had that mentality where, if they're happy, I'm happy. And I relied all my happiness into that one person. But what happens when that person is gone? I had nothing. I wasn't passionate about making art. I wasn't passionate about photography, making films. I was there, down, rock bottom. I had nothing for myself. I guess it's the mentality of someone who was getting into a new relationship. Where, yes, it's a new relationship. Yay. I want you to be the reason for me to live. That was my mentality at the time. It's just like they were a planet and I was a moon revolving around them, when in reality, they should be a planet in my universe. And this just boils down to the mentality and trying to practice balance between your personal life and your love life. Yes, it's nice to have your partner. It's nice to have someone who you can talk to, who you can spend time with all the time. They're like Neptune. Yes, Neptune is blue. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful planet. But you gotta remember you got other planets to explore as well. That's why when it comes to love, I fully believe that when you're in the position to be finally able to love someone, to start a relationship, to be with that other person, it means that you love yourself, or you have forgiven and accepted yourself for who you are. And with that being said, I will leave you all with this. Love is a very strange thing. Love is very complex, yet should feel effortless. But of course, that's just my perspective. I want to know yours too. And looking at the time, it's only 7 minutes. Damn, this is a short episode. Maybe that's because I'm still figuring out what love is. Anyway, thank you for listening to the Right Brain Podcast. I am your host, Dino Gabriel, and if you have any questions, ideas, topics that you want me to talk about, maybe get my perspective on it, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram at therightbrainedpocast, or you could send me an email at therightbrainedpocast@gmail.com. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I really hope you all enjoyed all the stories I was sharing or the way we look at love. Anyway, I hope to catch y'all again here next week. But till then, stay safe, take care, and I'll be speaking to y'all soon. Bye-bye.